All right, guys, this is your quiz 2 review. Number 1, we have 5/7 raised to the power of -3. We have to make this negative power positive, so we're going to rewrite this as 1 over 5/7 to the third power, the positive third power in the denominator. And this can be simplified further. In the denominator, 5 to the third power and our 7 to the third power. You want to put those in. All right, so 5 to the third power and 7 to the third power, we can apply that exponent to the numerator and the denominator. So we'll get 1 over 125. That's 5 to the third power. And 7 to the third power, we'll get 343. All right, so this would be our solution. 1 divided by this fraction, 125 over 343. For number 2, we have 16 raised to the power of 5/4. We first want to convert this to radical form. And remember, your denominator will become the index of your square root. So we'll have the 4th root, our base. We put that underneath the radical expression. So the 4th root of 16, all raised to the 5th power. That 5 comes from our numerator. Now this can be simplified further. You first want to calculate the 4th root of 16, and that'll give us 2. And then we take 2 and raise it to the power of 5. So 2 to the 5th power would give us our answer, which is 32. For number 3, we're multiplying these 3 expressions. Now on the end, I noticed that negative 3x to the 12th power is being raised to the power of 0. So that's just equal to 1. Now my -2 times 5, we're just going to multiply our like terms here. -2 times 5, that gives us -10. And then x to the power of 6 times x to the power of 4, you're going to add those two powers together. 6 plus 4 will give us x to the 10th power. And then our y terms, we have y to the 8th, that exponent of 8, plus over here we have y to the 1st power. So 8 plus 1 would give us y to the 9th power. Now, this -10 x to the 10th power times y to the 9th power, we're going to multiply that times 1. All right. And that's just going to give us a final answer of -10 x to the 10th power, y to the 9th power. Okay. And this is a 10 right here. For number 4, we have 3w to the -3rd power times z to the -2nd power. This entire expression is being raised to the power of -1. And in the denominator, w squared z to the -4th, this expression is being raised to the power of -2. So these negative exponents, we want to make them positive. I'm going to move the terms in the denominator to the numerator to make it positive. So that'll give me w squared z to the -4th power, all being raised to the 2nd power. And then in the numerator, we had that power of -1. We want to make this positive by moving to the denominator. So we'll move that 3w to the -3rd power times z to the -2nd power to the denominator. And all of this is being raised to the positive power of 1, which is just going to be these same terms. Now we want to combine those terms that are alike. So we don't have any numbers to combine with the 3 in the denominator, so we'll just keep 3 in the denominator. Now our w's, so we have w to the power of 2 divided by the power of -3. Remember, your quotient rule tells you to subtract these exponents, so that will be 2 minus -3. for the W variable. And now for the Z, we're going to subtract -4 time, or -4 divided by, actually, we didn't even apply this 2 here. So let's kind of go back and erase this. Let me go back a step, because we actually need to apply that variable before we do that subtraction. All right, so let's apply this power of 2 to each of these terms in the numerator. We need to square W squared to the power of 2. We're going to multiply 2 times 2. That will give us W to the 4th power. And then our Z terms, we have -4 times +2. That'll give us Z to the power of -8. Our denominator, we're just going to carry over that W to the power of -3 and Z to the power of -2. Now we can combine those like terms. So we're going to keep 3 in the denominator and combine the W's. So we'll have W to the power of 4 minus -3. I'm putting that -3 in parentheses, because remember, when you subtract a negative, that becomes addition. That will eventually be 4 plus 3. For your Z term, we have -8 minus -2. So -8 minus -2. And again, these two negatives means that we're going to be adding -8 plus 2. When we simplify this further, we want to make sure that we can see each of these steps here. All right, let's move it over a little bit. And we'll have W to the power of 7, that's 4 plus 3, in the numerator. Z to the power of -6, -8 plus 2, that'll give us a power of -6. And then our 3 will carry over to the denominator. We still have this one negative exponent that we need to make positive. So we need to move that term to our denominator. That's important there. So we'll see W to the 7th power will remain in the numerator. The 3 will remain in the denominator, and then we're going to carry that Z down to the denominator, making it +6. This will be our solution. W to the 7th power divided by 3Z to the power of 6. Good luck on quiz 2.